Alright, so currently available in the used garage, let me see, okay. We have this Mazda or Eunos Roadster. Let's look at it from different directions. Because I just got it like yesterday. I mean, I had it before, but I got it yesterday and then did all the upgrades on the car, and then today I drive it in weekly events as an original. It's quite surprising little car, so looks nice. Of course, it's a classic. We're gonna read a little bit about it now, and we're gonna do so right here in used cars where the car is available. Currently in limited stock though, and you can see this. It has 1,989 kilometers, which is actually the same year as when it was produced. And you can see the same for this car. That's the thing that Polyphonic Digital now and then does. Of course, not always, but when you see this used cars with such a little mileage on them, it's definitely a good idea to buy them just for your collection if you don't have it like in a new state, you know, if you got it as a reward or something. All right, so let's learn more. And it says this little beauty's the perfect choice for an aspiring sports car driver. Nice and light with a decent amount of power, and the key point is that it's rear-wheel drive. So it's perfect for those who are still learning the ropes. The Roadster's got a long history, but the NA is the original and some would say the best. Okay, so it is a Mazda. I think it's just, I guess they didn't explain here a lot about a name, so let's, because you know it as Miata, so I'm not sure. It's probably like difference in like territories, and you know how it is. They will just name the car differently. I really don't know. Sorry. Oops, sorry again. That's what we're gonna learn now, because the one I made, and it's gonna be the one we're also gonna see. I put like a big Miata sticker on the sides. You'll see it kind of looks cool. Has a cool coloring. So let's see if we get some more information here. The Eunos Roadster was sold as Mazda MX-5 in Europe and as Mazda MX-5 Miata in the US. Alright, so Miata is for the US. Okay. You see, that's what's weirds me out, you know. Eunos Roadster. So what for Eunos Roadster was, I guess, in Japan. Eunos Roadster. I would have to go to etymology of the words, you know, to see why would they change it, you know. The names and the branding so drastically from market to market, it does not make much sense. But then again, I guess in '89, you know, things were not as globalized, so they thought it was a good idea. And maybe it was. So let's see, the Eunos Roadster was the car that revived the lightweight sports car category at the end of the 20th century with lightweight compact body, 1.6 liter straight 4 DOHC engine and the rear drive layout. It was a very traditional lightweight two-seater cabriolet. The Japanese release was in September 1989. Initially, the engine was the 1.6-liter B6 ZE, producing 118.3 horsepower and 14 kilograms of torque. An aluminum power plant frame connected the transmission and the rear differential, successfully creating a direct and rigid shift feel. A newly developed double wishbone suspension was used all around with four-wheel disc brakes. And it is said that everything relating to driving on this car was designed with a total disregard for cost. Is it really? This is probably why driving the Eunos Roadster is often compared to the exhilarating feel of riding a horse, even more so because it's cabriolet. The fundamental pleasure and the ability to control this car to your will captured the hearts of both new and veteran drivers everywhere. In August 1993, some minor changes were implemented and the new 1.8-liter DOHC BPZE engine was introduced, raising the power to 128.2 horsepower, so that's like 10 horsepower more, and 16 kilograms. I don't know how to pronounce that. kgfm of torque. In the second minor change of August 1995, the final gear ratio and flywheel were modified, evolving towards 1/800 series. Too many limited edition models were produced for Eunos Roadster, and Mazda having produced more than 500,000 units through to the end of 1997. Amazing. This model set the world record for production of a two-seater cabriolet and is even registered in the Guinness Book of World Records. All right, so today, and I would definitely, from what I've tasted today, yeah, I would definitely say it's like riding a horse. I would agree with that. Okay, so what would be a good track to test this vehicle? That is the question. We use this one a lot, so I guess I'm gonna try and avoid it. So maybe we'll move from Europe to Americas. Today we got 2 Grand Valley races in weeklies, so maybe we'll try and avoid that as well. Laguna Seca. It's maybe a bit much. It's maybe a bit too fast for this car. Grand Valley kind of makes sense. It's pretty dynamic track. Let's see what Europe offers. Of course we could do Nürburgring, but it would take all day. Ooh, should we do... How do you read this? Alsace? Nice, I don't know. This is also kind of a fast track though. You know, it doesn't have any too wild corners. It's just so maybe, especially for the Der Zeger Nordwand. It's also been kind of overused. Dude, I don't know what to drive. Let's do this one. let's do this one. I would even... Should we go for a race? No, let's start with a time trial. Oh, maybe test course is in order. You know, let's just do afternoon, you know. And for this one, oops, sorry, we'll remove all display settings, and we will remove an assist braking area, just so it's a tad more immersive. And why not? We're gonna use the manual shifting. Although I have it set it up on the different side, so let's you know what, I'm just gonna put this one in neutral, and then I'm gonna use the Triptronic, shifting on the wheel, so I get more immersed. But yeah, the car, I mean, it's 89, right? So you can't expect too much. It's definitely fun and dynamic, but it's also kind of wild in a way. You gotta be careful, you know, with your inputs, because it's not very easy to correct, especially when you get to higher speeds. It's quite soft, like this. The wheel feels very light, even like here when you would expect it to be stressed out. Like here, you can't even feel it. Okay, so this was obviously very, very wide, so I got plenty of time to correct that. Wasn't very easy, but it worked. Basically just slide it on our right until we slow down enough to catch our grip and continue. This is definitely I guess a bit too fast of a track. For this vehicle. It gives you plenty. It's maybe not dynamic enough for these kind of speeds. But once we get to the tuned up versions, then it should be. But yeah, for sure, Fun Car obviously was a huge hit at the time, and it it just kind of gave them brand recognition and boost. They keep milking till today, and they still make good MX-5s. I think now they just kind of stick with Mazda MX-5 globally, which is kind of cool, but then again, losing those extra names, maybe, you know, I don't know, Miata just gives it some kind of charm, you know. Like even here, oops, You see things like this. It's gonna cost you. I feel it's not necessarily easy car to like correct, you know, to drive on its edge. Like it's fun, but then if something like this happens, it's really hard to, it just, you know, the car just, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm done, you know. At one point it's almost like you get ragdolled by physics, and it's like, yeah, I'm not complying anymore, and that's it. You had me until this point, and now I'm gonna do what physics demand. Again here, pretty much the same mistake. You just can't put too much on this car, which is expected, but you know, I like it when the car is tuned in a way when it's on its limit, something else starts. You know, that's ideal. If you have, it's very hard to achieve, and of course there's so many things that go into this, like tires and like generally the road you're driving. How old is it? I mean, the same road, as it ages, as it catches some sun and weather and everything, of course, will, even though it may look very nice, it will become more yeah, it will just lose grip. Oh boy, you see things like this as well. Okay, yeah, all right, we managed. But yeah, it's ideal when you know, when things start failing in a way that you still have enough control to basically, yeah, correct your course, you know, get your car back to where you want it to go. On some car it feels like there's definitely a huge buffer. I wouldn't say it is like that here, but of course. Okay, see, yeah, I just touched the gas there as well. I thought maybe I should have just let off the gas completely, which I did in the beginning, but then I tried to kind of edit a bit, you know, and maybe kind of continue the slide, which you would expect it should be, probably is possible, don't get me wrong, but it's, I really just added just a tiny bit of power, so it wasn't huge, but it wasn't good, yeah. All right, so that's about it for this ride. We're gonna watch at least one lap. Here we go. You see, this is actually beautiful. But oh no! You see, it's so hard to continue with it. It was almost like, of course, if you can ride it like that on the edge. Oops. It's quite soft as well. As you can see how much movement there is when starting. But yeah, if you could, I mean, pretty much like with any car, if you can drive it on the edge constantly, it's just the tip of the edge is sharper than on some other cars, so it would kind of be a hard car to master for like really good times, but it would be one of those It would be fun to actually have it. Maybe it was in some time trial before. It would be one of those cars that kind of feel slow, even on a track like this, but you know, you gotta give it all in on every corner, and people would do pretty cool stuff with it, I believe. Alright, so we're gonna finish this one, and then we're gonna try out the tuned versions. Let's watch it. Best time 2:49, and that's actually our first lap. So let's see the car, how it looks. It's playing with gears here. I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic car, definitely. I think it's very nice in its own right, you know. It's just a classic. It has that sort of kind of baby look, but then again, it's also quite compact. It's like the car knows what it is. And you can see here just by watching on suspension how there's quite a bit of flow there. Yeah, it's a cool car. I'm glad I at least took this first lap kind of seriously and did semi-solid line. There was that mistake we managed to correct. I mean, that corner is tricky, can be tricky in pretty much any vehicle, so it doesn't surprise me per se. Make a little mistake here as well, I think. Just a bit late in that braking zone. And then here who knows, maybe we could have done it without letting off the gas there for a second. But it wasn't bad. For sure, cool looking car and a very cool experience to drive. It's pretty much any open vehicle in VR, you know, cabriolet. It's just something else. Alright, so we're gonna exit now and we're gonna stay on the track. We're just gonna switch, let's see, for last use. Alright. Okay, so we got this one. This one is what engine swap, 586 horsepower instead of 117, and only 854 kilos. So yeah, that should be quite interesting. But first, let's try this one. I'm guessing this one will actually be kind of fun. So here I tried to recreate. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able. Can I? It would be cool if you could just see it here, like on parking or something in VR. But alright, I don't want to exit this now. But I made delivery it was inspired by a classic livery, but I modified it and made it like it's like, you know, just married vehicle. Look at this. We got this badass construction here as well. And it's something else. I didn't show. I'm gonna show you later how the car is set up. It's pretty basic setup. But yeah, still I'll show you in settings. Feels pretty amazing to drive. Okay, but still gotta be careful with your inputs, of course. But I felt a bit too confident there. Alright, so we're gonna make 2 or 3 laps. Hopefully one of them will be without mistakes, so we can watch it from beginning to the end. Okay, yeah. Alright, easy on the exits. Rear-wheel drive car. I'm gonna brake here a bit earlier. But yeah, this is totally different. It's quite a bit of fun. Definitely feels like a, you know, sports car slash racing track day car. You could see a reaction of a car there when we hit that thing on the side of the road. All right. No, don't do that. You know what? Just gonna retry and try and do one nice lap here, then we can watch and then try the other one, because it's not good to mess up at the beginning. I mean, even if I mess up now, still gonna finish, but this way at least the car will not have a scratch on it if we do the whole lap. So maybe it's not gonna be as fast, but I'm gonna try not to spin, which should be not so much of a challenge with this car, but it should be quite a bit of challenge with the next one. I'm not sure, how did I set up this car? I think this one has hard tires. I'd easily give him mediums though, racing mediums. But the next one, I'm pretty sure I already put mediums on by default, because there's just so much power on such a light car, you know. So like I said, I'm pretty cautious at the moment with this car. It could definitely be pushed more. But it's cool. I mean, I like it when, you know, when you gotta be careful with your inputs, you know, you can't can't really put, 100% on it, but drive it at around 80%, and then you still have some power to play around with if needed. Oof, it's quite dynamic track, and this is actually quite fast. I'm kind of having some motion sickness right now, which I haven't felt for a while, but there at one point it kind of just went. Alright, so we're just very 212 957. Okay, let's watch it. Car definitely looks a bit chunkier with all the upgrades we have on it. But still this one it still has kind of baby look. It doesn't have the most aggressive front spoiler, and also the back spoiler is quite cute. So this one is still playful, red and white, just married theme. There's that bouquet of flowers in the front, and that whole part is practically homage to one of the series of the official styles that Mazda produced for these cars. So yeah, this one was 212. I don't remember the first car, what was our best time, but it's always nice to compare. So this is basically the same vehicle, but just maxed out. So original motor is upgraded fully and tuned up somewhat tuned up to give us results like this. It's pretty basic tune, as you will see, but like difference in sound and in handling and in speed is quite obvious. There we go. So that was it. Let's see, what do we have? So you get 212 versus 249 from the original. This one was 212, 249. What is that? That's like what, 37 seconds? I don't know. Okay, let's see the next one. So we're gonna explore the car in VR later, and this is the other one, which is engine swapped for, I think, RX-7's engine from Mazda is inside. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Let's switch back real quick and show you the car settings. So we got racing hards here. Yeah, as I thought. Almost 300 horsepower, 289. 659 is performance points. So this is basically fully customizable. It was on 110. I left it like that. I got this to 3. It was on 4. This from 25 to 22, from 45 to 48, both of them. Natural frequency maxed out because of racing hard tires. I left this as it was. Although these things in some situations can make tons of difference in handling, of course. I basically just maxed out downforce. It's pretty close. Fully customizable racing transmission. That's it. Just installed it. This is default. So haven't played with speeds or top speed or anything like that. High RPM turbocharger. Intercooler is none. That shouldn't be the case. But okay, let's see what's 250. When it gives us. Okay, 261. All right, so this is negligible as expected, but yeah, for whatever reason. Sometimes intercooler will not be installed when you buy it. I don't know. Anyways. Let's see this one. We're gonna watch the settings. Sorry, we're gonna watch the settings straight away. So I got racing mediums on it. As I mentioned, you can see I think it looks cool. But we'll see it. We'll see it definitely up close and personal. If we'll have enough time. Let's see. We're at 36 minutes in. We'll have. So basically the same. The setting is pretty much the same as the other car. Although this time I did get the custom differential, and I set it up as you see here, 10, 15, 20. Others is pretty much the same, so it's different engine. You can see we got ultra high turbocharger here, which was available for this one, and it wasn't for the other one. Anti-lag system is set on weak, which, as you can see, it's interesting. If we go to strong, it will actually give us a little worse result in performance points. And then if we go to off, it's worse again. So yeah, sometimes if you check that, and if you believe performance point calculation, then I just put it at weak for that reason. And then these things, and you see intercooler was now installed, so I don't know what happened there on the other car. Okay, so 586 horsepower on 854 kilogram car. All right, here we go. Gonna try and be careful. So what's interesting now is basically the engine is the only difference the car has. As you can see, this engine has this is our top gear at the moment. I mean, it is a high revving engine, but you can already see it has so much strength. You could set this car to go way faster just by playing with gears, right? Gears ratio, right? The car drives surprisingly well, even like this. I'm quite amazed. This is this may be, I mean, just on top of my head like this, I think this is really nice engine swap. I'm not necessarily, I love engine swaps, don't get me wrong, I think they're very fun. Okay, we made a contact there. Let's slow it down earlier here. Pump the gas a bit, pump the brake. Okay. This one is quite cool. I think it feels better. I mean, it's rarely will the engine swap be better than, you know, the original engine that's tuned up to the max. In this case, even as it is, I would say it's better. It's a better choice for this car. I don't know. Kind of feels, yeah, like you can feel how it kicks you out. I got a feeling the acceleration is quite a bit better, which would be expected. And surprisingly, this didn't happen in the first lap, so that's... And I thought this would, you know, like spinning out will happen pretty much by default. And it's not happening, so that's cool. Oops. But then, just as I said that... Right, yeah, I'm definitely giving it a bit more now input. A bit more input. I love those places where car skips a bit, you know, loses in corners like traction with the ground. Then you got that nice feedback on the wheel, just kind of disappears at the moment and then comes back strong. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's... And, of course, the one thing that just crossed my mind, which would also make a pretty big difference. I mean, surprisingly big difference is our tires. Because we are on medium tires here. Oops. Whoops. We are on medium tires on this car, while we were on the hard ones on the last version, so that definitely should be taken into account as well. But anyways, let's watch the lap. It's nice to know you can basically drive this car satisfactory with any engine. So it's quite a bit, yeah, you can see this is like, what, like 10-11 seconds better time? So that's significantly better. I mean, it was expected, but it's not what it doesn't happen like that every time, you know. You can have stronger car, which what was the last thing I tested? We had a situation like that where the most like the strongest car didn't have the best time, and it wasn't the most fun to drive. I think it was the Toyota. Is it Toyota family car? Like little minibus, I don't know how it's called in the game, I forgot. You can hear the car as well. So I did some changes. See, you got, of course, different color, but there's a bit more aggressive front bumper on this one. The wheels are different. We're gonna watch that in up close. Not a lot of things happening with color. I wanted to keep it simple, but then again give it some dynamic. It has I think this is like large flake silver paint with like large flakes, and then of course we got that sticker there as well. Oh yeah, we had a contact here. Almost forgot about that. Love those wheels, by the way. So both of those wheels that we used on these custom cars are the ones that showed up in the last update. And they're fun. If nothing, then just because they're new. But I really like these ones. I think they look cool. They could be used on electric vehicles as well. They probably have like good aerodynamic properties. All right, so let's go back and we did 40 kilometers with all three cars, so approximately 20 in each. Let's go and explore them a bit more in some finer setting. Escape movies, VR showroom. Let's do this one. Right, I might switch to my controller for this actually, because it's kind of easier to manage than... Alright, look at this. Look at these. I did put, as you can see, the ceramic brakes on there as well, just for show. Miata. There's when you blow up a sticker like this, then on the edges usually something like this will happen. I tried to use so this is semi-gloss, I think. I think the edges looked the best on it, but like in general, if you don't go so up close, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's nothing special. It's quite simple approach to delivery, which for the most part I like simple approaches. But I think it's an interesting color. I put this spec Miata. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I'm guessing they maybe do some work on Miatas, so I put it instead of the plate there. Although it's red and black, so it's not necessarily in style with the rest of the car, but there it is. I just wanted to put something over Gran Turismo. Which was there by default. Gran Turismo plate. Okay, let's see the top of the car as well. We did put some sticker here. It just says 1998 Mazda Roadster. And then on the side, it actually, but I moved that on the side. It said, I don't know, 1.6 or whatever liter engine. But since that engine is actually not in this car, I thought it would not be appropriate to have it. And there we go. Yeah, the details, the side mirrors and roll cage, and this was on the side. It kind of, it's actually dark, like gray, glossy. Kind of try to make it similar to the wheel color. And that's it. There's no actually difference inside. We can just look at the roll cage. choice for this one. And exit. And then the next one we can actually watch next to cafe, you know, since I mean it's just married car, right? So it there's a bit different environment. Let's see, look at those wheels. I don't know. They're I don't know. They're kind of cool, I guess. They're just a bit like a toy. And then you have this edge around it, you know, that's lighter in color. It's silver, so it's kind of like white edges here. I don't know. But yeah, there we go. This is the livery we're watching now. Oh yeah, on the last car we forgot to. We actually didn't necessarily look at the details such as the front bumper and things like that. And also you see these holes for sucking air that are not there by default. And then there's also on the silver one like bonnet pins. Silver bonnet pins are there as well. And we made even less, we put even less of a profile of a tire on the silver one, because I usually just do it by the looks, you know, what looks better. And on this here we put white braking discs, as the other details on the car are white. But yeah, there you go. It's a bit of different feel to it. Has a bit different roll cage as well. And then this nice little spoiler really looks cool. I think it goes well with the color scheme as well, just to have something white on the back instead of just the registration plate. That romantic registration plate. And there we go. Yeah, that's the car. That's the car on the inside. This is a bit more simple roll cage, you know, more open but still secure. So yeah, it has both. Actually, let's go out a bit. And how did we change the light? Can I move faster here? No? No, but I can move slower. Possibly the car could go lower still, but I think this is good, you know, it has enough clearance. And of course, let's see it at night. And how do we get these? Oh, these are. How do we get lights? Oh, there we go. Get these lights. For this one, we chose yellow lights. Keep it a bit more romantic and in tune with the car as well. Let's see it from the inside. Huh. It's a bit weird. You see how it turns them off immediately, and then it takes a few seconds to get them down. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually how they. Oops, no, let me see. I wanted to see this. I wouldn't be surprised that's how they actually behave in real life, which in a way would make some sense, because you don't want to confuse the drivers, you know, by lowering down your lights while they're still on, because it would kind of give them mixed signals like this. They just disappear. So it's what you would expect if you turn off your lights, and then they just go down. So yeah, I will guess that's how they behave. Look at this little detail. There's the lights for the registration plate, of course. Some beautiful little turn signals there. Can I get the honk going though? I guess not. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe we can we got a few more minutes, might as well make this an hour. I don't know, let's do garage bit. Just wanna see this bumper a bit. So it's similar, but this one is a bit more aggressive, and then it has this straight lip down on as well. I think it looks pretty fine. And then this silver bonnet pins. So yeah, the idea was to make it kind of classy, but then also kind of secure and aggressive. These wheels on this color and everything, I think, look fantastic. And you can see how they are, yeah, they're actually made in a way to kind of protect the tire as well. And if I'm not mistaken, they are, yeah, they're just about how they should be. And you can see here how the tire is even less. Even less pronounced, right? I mean, the profile is different, a smaller profile than the last one. But yeah, there you go. All cool cars. I think, yeah, they look lovely, like I said, in original or tuned up like this. So it's very universal car. I'm not sure was that internal decision to kind of, was it an extra effort to actually kind of, but it shouldn't be. I mean, it's basically simulation. It's they just play with numbers, so they wouldn't adapt anything specifically for this car. But the choice, like I said, the choice even in this case where you have such a strong motor in the car, and if you put racing medium tires on it, it still feels good. Of course, it could be tuned up. I'm sure it could be tuned up much better as well. But there you go. That was Mazda Roadster on the test from '89, and yeah, for sure recommended car to have fun in, and yeah, to explore your racing and your tuning abilities. Enjoy it, have a good one. Until the next time.